It is so good to be here live with all of you beautiful women. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity to share with you a topic that is so important to all of us, and a relationship that is probably one of the most important relationships and the most meaningful relationship in our lives, and that's food. If you think about it, food truly is our longest lasting relationship. We are in marriage with it every single day of our lives. From the moment of our conception to the time of our physical death, we eat. And sometimes we eat 5 or 6 times a day. So there is no doubt that every morsel of food we put into our body, it matters, and it makes a difference. It is the foundation for how we feel, how we function, how we behave, how we think, how we do life. And it's truly the foundation for how we do business. We often hear you have to dress for success, but it's also true that we have to eat for success. I'm going to give you an example of this. So quite a few years ago, I was going to work with a financial advisor. It was somebody that came highly recommended to me. And so we went and had a meeting, 10 o'clock in the morning, and I show up and she's drinking a can of Coke and eating a pastry. And it wasn't so much what she was eating, but it was how she showed up. Lackluster energy, dark circles under the eyes, looked like she really just rushed and got out of bed to get to the meeting. And throughout the meeting, she continually belched because she had the carbonation of the Coke. And she also, no word of a lie, but hacked, like constantly clearing her throat. So she may have been the best financial coach, advisor, but I didn't hire her because she didn't show up. She didn't show up in energy and vitality. I had a business coach as well, a public speaking coach. And although she taught me a lot of great lessons, every single meeting, she yawned. And not just one time, literally up to 3 to 5 times per meeting, and I had 8 meetings with her. To the point where I said, I think you might need my services because you're like constantly yawning. Is everything okay? I haven't eaten, I'm so tired, blah, blah, blah. And guess what? Although she taught me some great things, I'm not referring her to anybody because she didn't show up. So how we do food absolutely influences our bottom line, and it can truly be a deal maker or a deal breaker. So you see, everything in the universe has a vibration, okay? From the subatomical to the astronomical, there is vibrational energy that we are in touch with every single day. You feel it when you're in nature, right? When we go to the mountains, you can feel the vibration from the mountains. When you sit by the river, you can feel the energy and the vibration from the water. You can feel it when you walk barefoot in the grass, when you lie in the sand, or even if you hug a tree. There's vibration. Our cellular body, if we actually cracked open our cells, what we would see is that our cells are vibrations of light. And food also, whole living food from Mother Earth, also has vibration. In fact, we can measure the vibration of food. It's called photons of light, when we can measure and feel the vibration of food. So our cellular body, our cells resonate with the same level of frequency, the same level of vibration, the same level of energy of the food in which we eat. So the more live, colorful, whole, and magnetic, and rich, and dynamic our food is, the more our cellular body vibrates. And when we have that vibrational energy right at the cellular level, we emit that energy out to the world. And that makes a difference to our success. But if we're eating dead, dull, lifeless, gray, blah, colorless food, there is no photon of light. There is no magnetic energy, and our cellular body resonates at that same level of frequency. So the question is where do you want to play in the game of life? Do you want to be vibrational, or do you want to be gravitational? And when it comes to business, we need to be vibrational, because what we put out is what we get back. And it's so essential for the success of our business. Now, other ways we can vibrate with high energy and high frequency is when we know with certainty what foods are best for each and every one of us. Look around the room, ladies. There is not one person that looks the same. And I'm going to tell you, in my 20 years of experience in this business, there is not one nutritional pathway that is right for every single person. We are all different. We are all unique, but we're so conflicted and confused about what to eat because there is not one unified voice in the field of nutrition. But we can raise our level of vibration when we learn about our own unique body type, our own biochemistry, our own genetic code, and know with certainty that there is a blueprint out there for you that will maximize your energy, satiate you, satisfy you, make you feel amazing, because that's what our food is meant to do. Another beautiful way to raise our vibration is when we actually eat with the seasons. Seasonal eating is one of my most favorite nutritional teachings because it makes the most sense and it stands the test of time. The truth is there's a perfection. There is a purpose to every single food we're meant to eat at each season. And when we are in alignment with that, and we live in the flow of Mother Earth and the wisdom of nature, we give our body exactly what it needs to be well throughout the entire year. And then we're vibrating success all year long, which is what we want. The other thing when we eat seasonally is that it really allows us to tap into our intuition, where we eat with basically what our body is asking us for, not what book science is telling us, but what our body is asking for at every given season. And also, it really teaches us to eat from a feminine place, because so often when we eat from a masculine place. We gotta weigh, we gotta measure, we gotta follow a system, it's gotta be perfect, it's gotta be right. Doesn't work, right? Doesn't work. So eating intuitively, eating with a feminine approach is a very evolved way to eat. And the last way that we can really increase our vitality and our vibration is when we do what we love to do. You see, when we wake up dedicated to our mission and our purpose, when we fill our day with things that we like to do, choose to do, love to do, we vibrate high success. We vibrate high energy, right? And that influences our food choices, because then we just want to eat to give us the energy to do what we love to do. But when we're not doing what we love to do, when we're not inspired, when we're not fulfilled, when our days are filled up with things that we feel we need to do, we have to do, we should do, that lowers our vibration. And that influences our relationship with food, doesn't it? Because then we go and we eat foods that aren't as good for us, or we eat food to fuel and fulfill the void because we haven't been fulfilled in our day, or we eat food just to give us pleasure because we haven't felt it from the work that we've been doing in our day. Another way that we can lower our vibration is when we step on the scale every single day and we don't like the number. And that number influences how we're going to get through our day. It influences the energy we put out to the world, the relationships we have, and it also influences what we're going to eat that day. What if we don't resolve the stresses and our conflicts in our day, our traumas? That lowers our vibration. And that also influences our unwanted eating behaviors like binge eating, stress eating, emotional eating. Ladies, this is a silent issue, but I'm going to tell you it's a collective one. That everybody has moments with food that they want to keep a secret. But the truth is that those moments are your body's feedback. They are impulses letting you know that you're not living in alignment, that you're not living into your true soul's calling, that you're not living in authenticity with what you would truly love to do. So those are opportunities, and we can learn from that relationship with our food. But what do? We go right into shame and guilt, self-punishment, and that further lowers our vibration and perpetuates poor eating choices. So the question is where do we really want to play in the game of life and with this relationship with food? Again, do we want to be high vibrational with it or gravitational with it? And I just hope that you can think about this relationship in a much more sacred way, a much more meaningful way. Because, as I said, we're in this relationship every day, and our relationship with food is our teacher. It's our guide, and it's here to help to teach us, to help us to grow. And yet we don't put much time into it, or much care or attention. But if we did, at the end of the day, if we could say, wow, My food made me feel my absolute best. It gave me the energy to do what I love to do. And it made me feel amazing. How good would that feel? And then knowing that you took the same time to give that nourishment back to your food, right? That you care. It's a two-way system. Us and our food, we have to work together to create the greatest level of vitality. So I'm just going to leave you with one more thought today. And this was a quote that I heard 20 years ago when I began my nutrition career by Adele Davis. And she said, "We are indeed much more than what we eat. But what we eat can nevertheless help us to be much more than who we are." So I hope in this short time that I've had with you today, I've helped to inspire you to think about food differently, maybe to think about food in a more sacred way, a more reverent way. Because the truth is, ladies, is that when you transform your relationship with food, with body, and yourself, you will absolutely vibrate success. Thank you.